I didn't know that. Welcome back to the upper bracket finals. Winner of this team goes to the grand finals. The unfortunate loser, if you want us to call it, will go to the lower grand finals. Both series will be a best of 5. Tonight we have the 32nd Blue Knights taking on the 29th IS Black Knights. 2 Knights enter, 1 Knights leave. I am Title Sergeant Odell, Eternal Cries. I am going to be a play-by-play caster tonight. Also on the desk is
Staff Sergeant Ridgeway, aka Tony Tallboy, face reveal.
That's Staff Sergeant Porter, also known as Sejuani's Flail.
And last but not least, on the production desk, we do have IS Tallow, also known as Waka, first class Waka.
All right,
And
I'm back.
one person did join, is not in the desk setup just yet. But before we get into the match, I think he joined the wrong. He joined the wrong channel. Before we get into it, as far as talking about how both these teams have been so far, 29th has only dropped 2 games the entire split. Once against the 41st IS, when Sejuani's Flail, also on the desk, was able to ease up for them. And this last game we saw, actually last week, was against Free Agents. So coming into this matchup, how do you guys feel both these teams stack up?
Well, off the books, I heard that there's some cracks forming for the 29th. There were some games that happened last night. I'm not going to say which way they went, but it wasn't the same dominant 29th team that we've always seen.
Okay. We do see the Diana being insta-banned away from Braxy in the mid lane, as we do see the brand being taken away from Figgy Smalls, one of his best champions. Lilia is being hovered. That is sketched for the jungle. They do lock in the Lilia. Lilia has been a menace with him playing on it. But I think the lane, I think a lot of people are excited about seeing, has to be this top lane between. Well, he changed his name, but it is going to be number 1 Creed fan and UB. Both of them have been consistently talking for almost a week now, and I'm actually excited to see how they stack up.
What did he change his name to?
Well, we had to change the name for the season, but I think it was.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot about the
Yeah,
stream.
yeah,
the stream
yeah, we had to change
glitch.
that.
Are we talking about his OG name?
His OG name.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. It started with Mr. It also ended with a. Wait, never mind.
I was like, yeah, we probably can't say it, but
Choose your words
I should
carefully.
I should not choose the last 3 letters that it ended with. That would sound completely different, and the name was not even that.
But we do see the Shen being taken away from Cornwall in the top lane, as well as the Mordekaiser being taken away from Chantamala. Both of them have been consistent on these champions, so it makes sense that both of them will be banned out in the first phase.
They both have stereo champs, though. So
Yeah,
I think I'd rather go up against a champ I've seen Korn or UB play consistently, to be honest. And those are like their 2 most consistent champs,
I
other
just
than
feel
obviously
like
UB's Yone.
UB plays 2 stat check champions. He plays Mordekaiser and he plays Gwen. And either of those champions, if they get any amount of lead, it doesn't really matter what you do. You can't really beat them. Like, maybe there is like a percentage more likelihood that you could beat Gwen with a lead than a Mordekaiser, just because anti-healing is more damaging to that champion. But I don't know, just the way he pilots these champions are so dominant that it really feels like once he gets a lead, the game may as well just be theirs already.
The insta lock in for the Zeri for Xenasi in the bot lane, but the one pick I'm curious about is this Cassiopeia. I believe that's a flex pick because you do have DZ Dios. He does pilot. He is an Irelia Cassiopeia, very strong player with both these champions. He pilots them very well. But would you also expect that could potentially be a top lane for Cornmuller?
I would believe it. Twitch is definitely in his repertoire, as we'd say. And also, did you just say this? And I'm deaf. That could be a support Cassiopeia.
It very well could be a support
It
Cassiopeia.
is Senior Zabal in Mr. DZ Dios in the support role. So if that is his Cassiopeia, it is 100% going into the support role. I don't really know anyone else on the team who plays that champion. It would be really hyped to see Korn whip that out as a blind pick top, because Cassiopeia top is pretty dominant as well. Just a long lane to chase down your lane opponents. But yeah, I know that the 32nd has been practicing some potential pocket picks to whip out. But it looks like the Troll Kings have been pulling it out as well. Not going to show their hand for the jungle pocket picks, but this Cassiopeia, wherever it's going, definitely pretty hype.
Yeah, and as we slowly see the round 2 phase, they did take away the Akali from the mid lane. Sejuani, so that will be going to agree, he actually does pot that very well, Millie in the bot lane. So I do think that as a Cassiopeia support, I'd be willing to bet money on it. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Hopefully none of you, call me out on it. But I'm curious what they're going to do for the round 2 bans because they haven't picked the top lane. I would imagine 29th IS is going to wait for the counter pick top lane to give number one Creed fan the best kind of advantage in top lane into UB's champ pool. Whereas the 32nd Blue Knights might be talking with him, trying to counteract that and try and just ban him out, put him on something uncomfortable, so that way UB can potentially blind pick and hopefully get an advantage to the top side.
I I mean, it may be no surprise given my name, but I just get so happy anytime any team picks Sejuani. I think the only person that I directly flame when they pick it is Wash, just because, you know, he pilots it to a useful level. He doesn't pilot it to like a I'm proud level. And looks like we're going to round out the bans. We are going to take away the Gwen from the top lane. We are going to take away the Wei from the mid lane. Also took away Diana from formerly known as Braxy, now known as Diana Bot. So I wonder why they banned Diana, but
Probably makes a lot of sense. Well, let's say the other thing too. You were mentioning about Sejuani being picked. That's kind of how I feel about Fiddlesticks too. Fiddlesticks isn't like a more common one that gets picked up. Not kind of like how Sejuani is as well, right? Hasn't been as prevalent as we've seen in the past. So I try not to like super judge. It's like, oh, they're piling this champion. I feel really excited about it. Uh, but looking at the team comps overall, you do have Engage on Sejuani. It's kind of their only Engage so far. Whereas Troll Kings, you definitely have a Jarvan and a Vex. So it's a very strong blind pick in the mid lane for Brexy.
yeah. I also know that Dinobot is doing pretty good with the Vex in general. Like, it is usually his go-to blind pick. If he has to blind pick mid, it's the champion he's going to go to if he can't get on one of his other two comfort picks, being the Diana or the Wei. So pretty good. I think Victor can bully her out a bit because he just doesn't have anything in his kit that really makes her more useful. She's a really big counter and lane bully to Yasuo of most mid lane champions that can be oppressive. And it's just because he's constantly dashing in the wave and proccing her passive, and she just gets extra damage and for refreshing her passive more often. But yeah.
I think what's interesting is UB taking away Cormiller's pick in the top lane on this Garen, blind picking it, saying, if you can play it, I can pilot as well. So I am very curious what the 20th is going to pick into this. And as the timer slowly ticks down, it's going to be the Volibear. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, especially if Volibear can go even a lane and get the 2 items. He's going to be an unkillable front line for the Troll Kings.
Yeah, I know Volibear top is still pretty oppressive, so I don't know how a lot of top lane matchups work. So Garen versus Volibear, it could really be anyone's lane, in my opinion. Like, I just don't know. But I have seen Corn on this Volibear a few times, so we'll have to see how this lane goes. It is very ballsy to take away Creed fans Garen. Just, he's been using it so much. He's dominated with it in a bunch of games. So taking that away, not even giving him the option, saying, "Hey, this is our game to decide," is going to be pretty good. But if he loses with it, oh man, the shit talk is coming.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as we've seen so far in the league, right? I mean, these are probably easily one of the top 3 top lanes for both sides. But I think the other lane that hasn't been really talked a large amount has to be just the mid lane for both of these teams. Braxy has been silent, but has consistently been a prevalent thorn in the side. Gerber has consistently done well in the champions too, and as well as the the brains behind it, right? I mean, you have Yubi that does a lot of shot calling communication, but DZ Dios from the 20th IS Troll Kings. He wasn't. I heard he wasn't there for scrims. They kind of went awry. So I'm curious if that had something to do with it or not. We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, he's been the major shot calling and the factor for this team. And I think if for some reason he's not there, it's a huge hole that they have to fill for the support side.
Yeah. And now we're getting into the in-client champ select, so a few more minutes and we should be loading into the game. So what are the thoughts going into this game? Who are we going to give the early advantage to? Who are we going to give the wins to for game 1 of this series? Let's start with you, Tony.
I like what I'm seeing. I like this. This is kind of like that. We're picking real champs. We're not doing crazy stuff game 1. Let's feel out the other team's mental for this one. Let's play things that are, relatively simple that we're all comfortable with, and let's see where it goes from there. I absolutely love the Garen taking Garen away from Cornmuller. I adore that, and seeing Dianabot on Vex, who he has historically been outstanding on. Love to see that. So those are going to be 2 very fun lanes to watch for me personally.
Yeah.
So who would you take in the matchup though?
We can't go neutral on this.
No,
I would have
unfortunately not.
the Twitch. I feel like the Twitch can just do so much, especially with the engage of Jarvan and Vex. So if I had to pick somebody, I'd say 29th personally.
I think it's really going to land in the hands of if the Cassiopeia support ends up being a pretty dominant kill lane, or if it just flops and it ends up feeding into the 30-second instead. Zenassi and Figgy Smalls, they're no slumps. They may be some of the lower ranking players in the league, but they have definitely shown that they can perform to the same quality as most of the players in the league. So I think the thing to not underestimate for the 32 is their bot lane. Just because on paper it doesn't stack up, it's not really how it plays out. So yeah, I will say it's going to depend and be in the hands of the bot lane to see if they give up a lead or not. I just realized that Milkman seems to have messed up the draft. Classic Milkman, actually.
How does he do that every time?
Sounds like it looks like they are restarting the lobby real quick. But yeah, it's going to be in the hands of how the bot lane plays out, I think. I know the way DZ plays Cassiopeia. If he gets a lead with that champion, he's just going to be running everyone down. But overall, if I had to consider both teams that they have at face value, I think I would give this game over to the 32nd.
Real okay. All right, so it comes down to me. Looking at the composition, I think a lot of it is definitely going to be around Twitch going invisible and how well can they lock him down. A lot of the team fights have to be the 30-second space, trying to get as much poke damage as possible and just kiting back. I don't know if they're going to have that availability just because Jarvan and Vex, especially you got a Fear, you have a knockup. Cassiopeia, if you get even close, the miasma comes down, you're just stuck. You're stuck inside this cataclysm. You can't escape. And then the entire time you have a Vex coming in, you have Volibear jumping on top of it. All meanwhile, Twitch is just in the backline spraying and praying. So from a team fight perspective, which they love to do skirmishes, I think I actually have to give it to the 29th IS Troll Kings, and I will be the tiebreaker. So it will be a 2-1 the Caster Desk in favor of the 29th.
Gonna take a brief tangent right here and or sidebar and give a good old announcement and our first push out to the viewers. So a lot of you guys have been watching us for most of the season. I know a lot of our viewers tend to be players within the league and other community players, but I know we also have a lot of support coming from other units, our command teams, stuff like that. So we are doing our end of season voting. We are voting for 4 categories this year. We're voting for most improved player, player of the split, caster of the split, and staff of the split. So if you feel inclined and have a interest or an opinion on who you think has performed best in each of these categories, please take your chance to vote for one, some, or all of them, and we will put them right here in the chat and have that available for you guys. Most improved category is going to be the player that you feel has just grown the most over the course of this season, season 3. Maybe players that you saw on the weaker side at the beginning of the season, and now they're being a more dominant part of their team or these games. The player of the split is just overall MVP. For both of these player-related categories, they were team nominated, so the teams came together and decided to sorry. Okay. Sorry, just got a quick message. Yeah, so they're team nominated based off what the teams felt were the players that were most deserving from their own team, and now we're going to community vote them and have you guys help us decide who overall were the performers. So yeah, player of the split, just overall MVP pretty much. Caster of the split, who's your favorite caster personality? Whether it's Mr. Tony, obviously, fan favorite, or maybe even Yubi or Bowden. Yeah, it really doesn't. It really is up to your preference. There is a lot of us that have casted over the season, a few of us that you've seen quite a few times. So please let us know who your favorite is. And then lastly, staff of the split. If you have any knowledge of what some of the staff have done towards or for the league this year, or to include even our production team, so Waka or Snipa, we would love to hear your input on who you think has had the most impactful role over this season. To a degree, it's a little bit of feedback for us, but ultimately gives us a chance to recognize the people who have put in a lot of work or have had their work get noticed. So please, yeah, take part in those straw polls as you would like and help us get our people voted for.
But with that in mind, while the game loads in, we have a small delay, spectator delay. So please get a snacks, drink, and join us back in a few moments as we see the game 1 between the 29th and the 32nd. See you then. And welcome back to game 1 between 29th and 32nd IS. On the blue side, you have 32nd, and on the red side is the 29th. On the red side, in the top lane, is Senior Airman Cornmuller, also known as #1 Creed fan. In the jungle, you have Staff Sergeant Anastasia, known as Sketched. In the mid lane, Staff Sergeant Walton, known as Diana Bot. And rounding up the bot lane for the 29th IS, you have Senior Airman Tran, known as Duhasian, or the Asian, excuse me, I messed his name right, it's the Asian. And in the support, Senior Airman's the ball, also known as DZ Dios.
And on the side of the 32 Blue Knights, I'm Sejuani's Flail. Introducing in the top lane, we have Senior Airman Chanthamala as Yubi. We have Tech Sergeant Greavy as Greavies in the jungle. We have Senior Airman Gerber as Gerbs in the mid lane. Staff Sergeant Nacimiento as Z Nasty 21 on AD carry. And Staff Sergeant Figueroa as Figgy Smalls on support. I'm glad we're in this game. I'm sad that Spectator's broken. I just wish Riot could get their stuff together, but
Give them a break.
okay.
They're a small
We're,
indie company.
They are a small indie company, but they do have over 100 over 100 years?
200? 200 years.
200. Oh, over 200 years
After the
of
layoffs,
combined
I'm not
gaming
sure.
experience.
So
Yeah, they may be at like 198 now. Surely all the people that they fired were only interns, right? Right?
only
Definitely not
I
any
heard,
other
I,
program managers.
I heard it was writers, like the people who work on lore for champs,
Oh, we don't need writers.
which explains a lot
Yeah.
given what we have now.
Yeah, lore definitely won't be really important when it comes to the Riot MMO that's coming out.
Ooh, that damage coming out
DC
from DZ
Dios
Dios
just
early.
chasing down with
Burning
the ghost.
Ghost. Zeri might go down here. He's separated. He's got to burn Ghost as well. He's not going to. And a free gank for Sketch. Our first blood coming out for the side of the 29th.
Might be
Yeah.
influencing some votes for player of the split.
And yeah, it just happened because DZ Dios burns Ghost, chase down Z Nasty. They split. They must have miscommunication. Z Nasty goes upriver. Twitch follows. And you just saw him come from bot side. You know, Jarvan is on the bot side of the camp, or they weren't able to figure that out. And he just walks over free EQ level 2 gank in a first blood. That's very strong advantage so far. And we're not even 4 minutes in the game yet. Just some trades going down the mid lane, kind of feeling each other out still. And the one thing to note is Gerbs does have Ares, so you will at least do more consistent damage, but Dianabot wants to look to burst them out, electrocute. We do see a gank coming in the top lane. Can they get Creed Fan? Will they have the angle? Gets to the charge, auto attack, one more auto attack, gets locked up. Shield goes down and will burn the flash, so overall a successful gank coming out for the Blue Knights.
Yeah, and now Sketch coming over here too for the counter gank. Gonna get the quick flag and drag over there, taking down Greavies and switching on to Ubies. Ubies does get the trade kill actually. And now he's just gonna flash away, get the follow flash from Sketch. Does he have enough damage? Lands the slow. Easy double kill.
Well played. They thought they had the damage early on, but unfortunately that is a full tank Sejuani on Greavy. Doesn't have the damage capacity to pump it out, especially Jarvan in the early levels. And was 1-0. Now that's a 2-0-1 Jarvan at 350. And you might have burned Flash, but that feels rough if you're the side of the Blue Knights.
Oh no.
Oh, and they're
And
invading. And the invade coming out too.
yeah, Creed fan immediately teleporting top lane, going for the invade, but it looks like they're just gonna back off.
The Asian kind of trying to feel them out, trying to figure out where they're at, but instead they know that Twitch went invisible, just back off as well as they can. They already spy each other on the ward, but that will give away the indication that yes, there is a ward in that bush. And just that, and that's the one thing to note is they have the double poison in that bot lane. The Twitch and Cassiopeia passive just slowly melting through that bot lane for the 30-second Blue Knight. So once again, it's just you have those two picks, and unless you know how to deal with it, it's just a menace to deal with in the bot side, and they're feeling the pressure early.
Said shows mid. Jarvan looks like he's collapsing in on Greavies here. All right, zoning
It's the caster curse for you every time you start to talk.
every time.
They're like, "Oh, are we gonna fight? Are we not?"
Every time. Yep.
It's so funny because I guess for years I pronounced Greavy's name wrong. It's actually Greavy, and I kept saying Graves for the while, and then like I just accidentally gave him a nickname for a couple years. But
I think we talked about that last test where it's like, oh yeah, Greaves. Wait, I found out today that his name was Greavies.
Yeah, I found out 2 weekends ago. I met him in real life. He said, "Yeah, I'm Greavy," and I'm like, "Wait, I thought this was a joke. Somebody told me it was Greavy, but I was like, there's no way that's right. It's surely just Grieve." And yeah, so now it just makes me wonder: is it supposed to be Grievous since it's Greavies? I don't know.
You know, Sejuani's flail's real name is actually Portier.
Yeah,
He's French.
it is French. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
We will prioritize the Void, but unfortunately, Yubi does not have the priority, so the Sejuani could be collapsed on. Instead, we'll just charge over the wall. And we do see DZ Dios, the early roam, they do ping out. It's too late, so these grubs should go down. for the side of Troll Kings, and unfortunately, because they spot out Greavy on Sejuani, he cannot take this dragon and do a cross-map play, so well done on the macro coming out for the side of the Troll Kings.
29th being absolute menaces right now. They just seem to be absolutely everywhere.
No, that doesn't check out.
Sorry. My sincerest.
The 29th being menaces? Never heard of it.
And because of the early kill and the assist, Volibear will hit 6 first before Garen, but they'll just kind of trade unless he wants to go, because he can shut off the tower. Will not. He saves his Stormbringer. And it's just gonna chunk him out and then get a recall. We'll see if you do the same thing. They do. So the top. Oh, he's not doing the recall yet. I thought he was. Gets spotted out. Okay.
I'm interested why Creed fan didn't go for the kill right there, unless it was just being low on mana, but it seems like he would have had enough mana to get another W and his ultimate. So it seemed like that was definitely a kill angle for him. Now, not so sure. And Yubi just slowly regenning up could potentially put Creed fan into kill range with the Ignite and Demacian Justice available.
Yeah, I think he also recognized, and that's why he's backing off. He probably doesn't want to do it where he jumps in, right, gets silenced, and then he's just a sitting duck. But here goes the miasma. That's what I talked about. As we see Zeri getting chunked out. Heal coming out from Figgy Smalls, not the ability, but just. Oh, sorry, not the summoner spell, that's just the abilities. Z Nasty burns Flash in the exchange. DZ Deals burns Ghost, but out of both those summoner spells, having a flashless ADC is the worst thing you can think of, and they will spot Sejuani coming through the bot. Fry as they just try to clear out this ward and get some kind of river vision, as Vex will just barely miss her Q, but we'll get the fear off and we'll get a nice proc coming out for the 29th. Glacial Prison coming down. Chaos Storm coming down. Vex misses the Shadow Surge, but will just walk away, and that's 2 ults burned for 1. And here comes Jarvan. He does have Cataclysm. EQ gets the knockout. Will he go for it? Has to flash away the Fear of Sejuani, falling back. Vex gets the perfect Fear onto, but now she's right in range. Instead, they will just walk away. Diana bot does burn Flash as well as Gerbs, so both mid laners burning their Flash. So as of right now, they're both summonless.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was getting really quiet. I feel like I should have said that. I feel like maybe if I had more kills would have come out and it would have been more interesting.
Yeah, that's all it was.
So
yeah.
I should really just send it.
What's awkward is I thought I was talking and I was muted the whole time. So
I was like, man, he's really quiet. He must be really deep in thought. Like,
Sid stops talking for 30 seconds and we're like, is he okay?
he just comes a thinker. He's like, yeah, they go on this gank here, and
Is his mic working?
yeah, it happens. These things happen.
So far, looking at the lanes, I mean, you do have a shutdown early on sketched on the Jarvan, right? 2-0-1 still has the same score as was a few minutes ago. But I want to talk about the CS differential in the mid lane. Diana bot getting a small lead 10 CS right now in the mid lane. It's not much, but if you continuously do that every minute or every few minutes, you slowly will make that 10 lead into a 50, 60, 70 CS lead.
Oh, there's a little bit of a fight going top, but looks like just gonna be some damage onto Creed fan. He did have to pop the Stormbringer, but in the bot lane.
Zeri gets caught out. Unfortunately, goes down. Jarvan burns Flash. Miller burns Flash. Cataclysm goes down. Miller can't do anything. He is a sitting duck, and he goes down. And that was because the Petrifying Gaze came out of DZ Deals, locking up the Zeri. Zeri had to pop Lightning Crash, try to get damaged, but unfortunately doesn't go down. Garen's going to be slowed on the top lane. Just the auto attacks and the pop, pop, pop coming out of this Baron, out of the Volibear. Garen's looking a little bit low. He's trying to run away. Greavy is on the Void. Does he come over? He does, and he gets stunned up. Volibear does have Stormbringer. He's trying to lead him. Here comes Sejuani. Gets the charge off. Volibear will flash over. Flash on the Baron. Glacial coming down, but the Void Grows actually kill him off. Now Sejuani is caught, stuck in the pit. Just has to burn Flash. Victor comes out. Chaos Storm goes down. They will eventually kill him. Fear comes down from the Vex. Victor can't do the damage, and unfortunately, it's a 2-for-1 for the side of the Troll Kings.
Holy How that was that was something. Well, I think it was just 1-for-1 across. It was just Garen for Volibear. Sejuani barely lived.
Oh, you're right. My bad. I was gonna say it's a 1-for-1. But on the opposite side, Sketch did take the dragon on top of it. So, um, and you revisiting these voids. Remember, he took the first round of them, so all he needs to do is get 2. But it doesn't matter. They have first priority on this, and I don't think 32nd can contest these.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably just gonna go over to them.
And you have once again, you have DZ Dios up there. Petrifying Gaze is not up yet. Miasma goes down, tries to get some chunk, but yeah, they don't have the numbers advantage, so they will have to give these void, and that feels rough because they want to dive Twitch, but they just don't have engage. Garen coming out, spin to win, silence. Flash coming out of DZ Dios and Cassiopeia. Vexit doesn't have as much mana. They're going to try and contest it the entire time. No one Creep Fan's not down. They will get 1, so they don't get all of them. Twitch is getting knocked back, getting some consistent damage, but they're just jockeying around these voids. On the top side, nothing going down. Jarvan does get 1, so they do have 4, trying to get the 5th one. Grieve wants to deny it, but I don't think they'll be able to. Garen goes in, gets the smite, so they will deny it. But here's the counteraction. They don't have the numbers advantage. Manta goes down. Cataclysm goes down on Garen. Can't escape. Will die. But in response, Gerbs trades the 1-for-1. Now Twitch spray and pray coming out of the Twitch. Milio is trying to heal him up. And in the bot side, Zeri will just barely escape sliver of health. And at the end of the day, it's just a 1-for-1, a top laner for the support.
Greavy's taken 2 of those void grubs to prevent that 5 grub advantage. That was quite clutch. Having 2 smites up for that.
Yeah, I would say
Fantastic.
when playing against Creed Fan, that's always a good option to try to deny the void buff for the 5th or 6th minions. So even though it wasn't super clean for them, definitely good for them to deny that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way he plays, they usually play a 4-1 or a 1-3-1 composition, so they just allow him to split the entire game. So as soon as you get that little small buff, it's so hard. Glitch wasn't coming down. They're locking up Zeri. Lightning Fang Miasma is going to slow them down, but can they kill Cassiopeia? Auto to death, and Z Nasty will pick up the kill on DZ Dios, just slightly overextended. They catch him out, but Void Rift is being pinged out of Sketch, so they want to trade and get some kind of objective on the outside of the map, but it's not up for 7 seconds. So they do have Prio. They don't have Vision. The ward will expire, so the pit is entirely dark for the side of the Blue Knights. Jarvan will starting up. Garen will trade on the top side. Spin to win coming down. Volibear is just going to feast him slightly, but will not be able to get the slow. Clearing out the wave in 102 to 87 CS in the top lead. Number 1 Creed Fan has a nice little CS advantage for himself as the Fear goes off. Electrocute proc, and that's a massive chunk of damage in the mid lane coming out of Dianabot.
Garen lets volley back, and Volibear TP's top to be up there. Yep. with his jungler, it takes Rift Herald. Fantastic play by the 29th to secure another objective.
I kind of wish we could just like stay lock screen on the top lane all game. I just want to see Yubi and Creed Fan fight.
just watching the mental.
They're just going back and forth. They in the scrim that the 29th did last night, he did actually play against Yubi, so it's kind of practice for both of them. So we'll see if it was better practice for one than the other. But Greavy's over here in the top lane going for the gank, gonna get a bit of a stun, but dodged by the Stormbringer. Teleport coming in the top lane.
Also coming out from Dianabot, so they get a teleport and an ultimate out. Honestly, it's a nice exchange for the side of Blue Knights. They will. I don't think. Yeah, he did replace a ward to get some kind of vision, but I mean, you take that. You get a ultimate out of Volibear, allows your Garen to essentially solo him. You do have Ignite if you want to take the trade, but Volibear just, with the unending despair, slowly becoming an unkillable tank in the top lane.
I don't think I was too far off when I kind of predicted this was going to be like a test. Like, let's see where, we already played together. Let's see where we are tonight. Let's see how everyone's doing.
I will say the person that's been the quietest has to be Dynabot and Vex. I mean, 1-0-0 hasn't died too much in the mid lane. Consistently just clearing out, wave after wave, rotating to objectives they need to. As we do see the Void being dropped bottom, they will get the miasma and the knockback. Milio is just dead here, gone away. Glacial Prison be locked up on the Twitch. Cataclysm coming down on 2 members. They will go down in the process. DZD is trying to pump out damage, and Diana, they will get the auto attack. Shadow Surge misses on the Vex, and as of right now, it's a 2-for-2 even trade. He's trying to exchange back, and that's all it will be. The bot lane for the Troll Kings, for the bot lane of the Blue Knights, an equal exchange, but a teleport coming out of Gerbs in the mid lane.
That was a nice little handshake. That was fun.
Yeah, also that was, sorry. I was gonna say that's a nice utilage of Rift to knock Figgy Smalls backwards, and because he got knocked backwards, Miasma comes down. He can't flash or get away, so that was well done out of Sketch and DZD to communicate that.
I think we're getting to the point of the game where Zeri starts becoming a bit of a menace, having so much move speed. Like, I'm just genuinely surprised that she gets 2 kills out of that fight. It just seemed like the 29th had it under control all the way up until the point that they didn't, and that's definitely one of the few AD carries that you don't want just sneaking out extra kills that they don't deserve.
Ooh, that was an early breath of life being burned for Figgy Small, so they will not have this for this next team fight. Cataclysm is not up just yet. Petrifying Gaze is not up just yet. Spray and Pray will be up, so they have to be careful how they want this fight to go down. They do have all members there, but this is what I talked about in the draft phase. Their only engage is the Sejuani. Outside of that, who else do they have to go on multiple members?
Yeah, a bit of a downside for not at least having teleport on the top lane for Yubi, giving him the opportunity to look for flanks. If he doesn't have a champion where he can just like help start these fights, whether it's brute forcing, just running up, or you looking for the flank, then it's really just Greavy looking for these opportunities to get in there and hope that it's enough setup to get the fight started for his team. Everyone on the side of the Blue Knights can do damage, but yeah, you're like you said, only Sejuani can really start the fight.
And yeah, Garen's a little behind to be able to do much with engage. Unfortunately, hopefully Yubi can get a couple more kills.
Well, Chaos Storm, no, it won't kill Diana Bot. Barely, so close. Coming out, locked on Twitch. They will get the kill. Jarvan's on the backside. They're trying to kill Cassiopeia before Jarvan is here. Flash coming out. Jarvan is right there. Cataclysm going down on top of Sejuani, but they're split. Zeri is too far away. Volibear's on top of it. They will have to burn the flash. Spray and Pray coming out Twitch. He will get the 1 kill, and it's just a 1-for-0 for the side of the Blue Knights.
Yeah, they did get pushed off there at the end of the fight, though, and so the 29th still is able to take the tower. And, you know, DZ looked so calm and collected that it didn't really feel like he was even, like, being kill pressured right there. It just felt like, hey, I got my jungler, you know, I know that this is going to turn fine. I will just deal damage and sustain the best I can with my kit and, you know, get a casual back after that.
And that's the one thing, right? I mean, Cassiopeia, on all things considered, is an APC. That's just how the champion works. So it's, you kill once, you take a Hydra, right? It's essentially what they are in the bot lane. Okay, you kill Twitch, you still have Cassiopeia and a Jarvan. You kill Jarvan, you still have a Cassiopeia and a Twitch. So it's basically pick your poison, pun intended. And you just don't know what is the correct target in these team fights.
Oh my god, I just realized why they did this. The Twitch Venom counts for Cassiopeia's E. That's why they chased him down in the level 1, because it gets the extra like damage, and I don't think lower cooldown, but the extra damage. It works the same thing with Teemo poison and Singed poison. So yeah, this used to be like a fun kill lane that you could do in the bot lane, was the Twitch Cassiopeia.
Vex might be dead here. Smite comes down. They lock her up with the Glacial Prison. Knockback on the Milio. The Fear comes out. Shadow Surge comes out. They will get barely away. Vex is going to live from this. The team is here. Cataclysm comes down. Chaos Storm coming out, but Sejuani is taking extra damage. Spray comes out. Rihanna Mist coming down on top of the Cassiopeia with the Petrifying Gaze. Double kill coming down from the side of number 1 Creed fan. And it's just going to be a disaster. A 2-0 for the side of the Troll Kings. And they are pinging on the Baron.
Crap god.
All
It
your
real- it was
tankiness is
really
gone.
fun at the
Free
end.
Baron. Let's go.
Yeah, very good from the 29th or just from Diana bot to play this out as slowly as he could. He stayed alive. He started running towards his team. He escaped with the ultimate and got back to the rest of his team. Yubi trying to get in there, wasn't able to do anything, and then the rest of the Troll Kings were just able to use the disadvantage of the Blue Knights not having any cooldowns available and just collapse on them and turn that fight around. Just super well played from the 29th mid lane, and very good team follow-up from his team.
And it seems we have a bot in the chat, so if someone could just ban that, I would appreciate it. Apparently, streambrew.com is for cheap and best viewers that you can get for view botting. So hey, you know.
Can you get that link for me?
Oh yeah, let me write it down. Let me write it down real quick. But no, like the biggest Sketch has just been an MVP so far in this early game. I mean, 9 out of 11 KP on this Jarvan pick. Crucial early pick up in the kill, right? Consistently doing damage, and I mean, Volibear has also established a nice lead, 4-2 and 2. But we talked about it. He is making pressure around the map, and like I said, one of the quietest ones I talked about early on as well is look at Dynabot, level 14, the highest level in the game next to number 1 Creed fan and Gurft, and hasn't died, has just been this consistent, I am here, I am an immovable wall, you're not getting through my lane, and it's definitely paid off in the advantage of the Troll Kings.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the gold charts, the 29th, we're 23 minutes into the game and they have a 5k gold lead. Very considerable lead for relatively just earlier in the game, just into the mid game, barely. We're taking the 3rd dragon of the game, so yeah, we are squarely in the mid game, actually. So I withdraw my barely statement. Oh, actually, Stormbringer coming out of the top lane, gonna turn off the tower, go on to Yubi, slow him down. Now we got the Glacial Prison trying to slow down Creed fan, peel for his top laner, keeping him alive, chasing down number 1 Creed fan over here. Now he's gonna have to flash over the wall, but Z Nasty trying to chase him down with the extra move speed from that ultimate. Will he be able to do anything? But here comes Sketch, looking for an opportunity. Flag and drag, flash, gets the Cataclysm. I'll pass this over to you. Here we got the spray and play as well.
Cataclysm coming down, spray and pray coming down, Masman's coming down. Emilio with the breath of life, but no breath is being saved here. Shadow Surge coming down, and they're just gonna collapse on number 3 for 0 from the side of the Troll Kings, and when it rains, it pours. They try to get the kill on Creed fan, but he absorbs with so much pressure, kites it back to his team. Z Nasty almost trying to get the kill on him, but Volibear does Volibear things. That is a giant beast in the top lane, and it's a 14-7, 8k, almost 8k goal lead for the Troll Kings.
Team comes, be like, press your R button. Press your R
Yeah.
button. That's all I saw. Ultimates coming out everywhere.
It was such a casual fight, just trying to collapse onto the 29th top laner, and then they just well overchased it. And yeah, then it turned into the chaos of them going for 1 kill and giving up, what, 3, 4? 4 kills.
And they're just getting the jungle invade. There's not much they can do about it. Jarvan goes in, they knock him back, but they don't have the damage. Flash coming out of Milio, they will lock him up. I mean, this is literally a 2v3, 2v4. Twitch isn't here yet, but he slowly is. Sejuani trying to slow down. There comes Twitch in the backside. Jarvan going in again, locking up. Stormbringer coming down with Glacial Prison on top of it. They will lock up. Cataclysm finally coming down. Sejuani's going to burn the flash, and here comes Gerbs down again. It's another kill for the 29th Troll Kings, and it feels bad. They're so far behind. They just can't fight these skirmishes even and uneven.
Creed fan standing there menacingly as Volibear in front of all these towers. He did it top lane for a while. He did it there for a second in mid. So funny to me. He's terrifying. He's so big.
Yeah.
So is Sketched on a
And he's a
Jarvan.
bear.
And he's a bear. He's just a big bear. Thank you. You understand me.
I mean, that's the one thing that I remember from Wizard of Oz is, and bears, oh my. I don't remember how it started.
But as we looked across all the laners, I mean, Jarvan does have almost a 4k goal lead over his lane opponent being Greavy. So it feels bad when you're a jungler. You just can't do anything, especially 2 levels behind. And now Diana Bot has a shutdown as well. So those are the three of them that have shutdowns. But as the game continues, 13 out of 15 KDA. I had to do some quick math, but I think it's over 70% KP, I believe. My math checks out.
Looks like in 2 minutes,
Nothing
the 29th has doubled their gold lead. That's not a good sign for the 32nd at all.
No, and it's rough too because they're trying their best to find skirmishes, find ways to get in these fights. That's why they took that fight in the jungle. Hey, we have the numbers advantage. We can win this. But even with the numbers advantage, right? Unending Despair and Fimbulwinter was built. That's a hard tank to take down. Now you have a Spirit Massage. You're just consistently healing, and Zeri doesn't have any way to cut him down. It doesn't have the items. Garen's
Death
finally
Burst.
has a Black Cleaver. Yeah, they're waiting. They want them to walk in here. They know Baron's up in 13. But 30 seconds should be smarter than this. And yeah, they'll just wait. No one walked in. 30 seconds, smartly giving a Baron. You can't contest it. You're so far behind. So they just farm, try and play around this dragon that's up in 46 seconds. That is Soul. So that's why you see Volibear on the bot side of the map. He can easily survive 1v3, 1v4 situations. So it's just, hey, we're going to take Baron. You go bot side and just slowly shove in the wave. And then we'll collapse down with you. And that's why you see it rotating as they do. Vex is staying top side because she does have teleport. So this is being perfectly played by the 29th as far as Vex is concerned.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Chaos Storm coming out early to Twitch, trying to chunk them out. They do spot Jarvan. They will get some slow. Volibear's coming in. They got to be careful. Garen engages. I don't know if this is the right way to do it. Jarvan pops over the wall. Cassiopeia is there. They will spot him out. Twitch is rejoining the fight now, but they're split. They've cut them off. Shadow Surge coming down. They will get the Fear. Grievous, fortunately, Spray and Pray not coming out. Yeah, Spray and Pray does go out. It will go down. That's the jungler. Shadow Surge coming out again. Barely misses. But they're just slowing down. They still have a Cataclysm up. They will get compute. Here comes the Cataclysm. They're locked down. Here comes the Petrifying Gaze. Demacian Justice goes down. Doesn't kill him in time. They get another attack, another kill. Zeri's locked up, stunned. Now it's just the middle up to the south. He's just a small little boy. He's just a little as he gets numb by the bear. And a quadra kill coming out for Diana Bot. Ace. And they will get the dragon on top. And number one Creed fan is saying, you guys do that. I'm just going to take mini mid.
Notice Creed Fan is a better teammate to Diana Bot than Diana Bot is to Creed Fan. Gives him over the quadra kill. Has not gotten a single pentakill handed to him though. Creed Fan has had 3 or 4 pentakills stolen from him this season, and I think most of them have been stolen from Diana Bot.
Yep, so they finally do kill Sketch at the very least.
And a big shutdown going to Victor.
Yep, so that's nice extra gold. Glacial Prison locking him up. I just don't think they have consistent damage. They slow him down, but yeah, they don't. And they'll take the bot side tier 2 as well. Take some of the Krugs as an extra, nice little tasty reward for them on top of it.
These are mine.
And that's a 13k goal lead, 30 minutes in.
Just a small gold lead.
Yeah, that's okay. It's over 10k, nothing. But okay, so let's say that you are playing Sejuani in this game. What is your objective in this Sejuani show? What do you have to do to bring your team back in?
Dude,
Rewrite history.
After we all inted chasing the Volibear in the top lane, I would have been telling my team the rest of the game that we just need to surrender and go next. I think realistically, you kind of just have to go for one of the 3 carries. Look for some sort of pick if you can. If not, you just have to play for the front line. Peel off the Volibear, peel off the Jarvan from your team, and just look for opportunities to keep your team alive. Let the Victor, let the Zeri do the most damage. Hopefully with Figgy, you're able to keep them alive between the shields and the heals. You have more peel than just you because of Figgy. But you're just gonna have to rely on Garen putting in some damage into the front line with you. I don't think you can really get onto the back line, so sadly they're gonna get to free hit. And you just gotta peel and kind of hope your carries can slowly whittle down this front line and then go from there.
Fight does
But
break out. Chaos Storm coming in, getting up damage to top of 3, but it doesn't matter. Spray Play coming out from the Asian, shutting off Volibear, coming in with Stormbringer. Cataclysm coming out, locking multiple members, but he's getting chunked out. Zeri gets a nice kill on Sketch. Shadow Surge misses for the entire time. Twitch is just autoing this backline. Vex is trying to figure it out, locks up too. Volibear gets in a big shutdown coming out from the side at 32nd. And here Petrifying Gaze does lock them up. And it's a 3-for-3 even trade, but the issue is that's still a massive Volibear. Can they damage him? They might try to look for an end here. In fact, they are being on tower. They're saying, yes, our 2v2 is better than your 2v2. As super minions come in, this fight is not going to be over yet. Vex going down extra damage on top of it. Volibear is being knocked back slightly. He doesn't care right now. We'll get one Nexus turret, trying to get the second one. The slow coming down. The second one, and if they want to, they can just beat on this, and that's what he's going to do. He's saying this game is done. I want to go to game 2. And in fact, it will be game 1 going over to the 29th IS Trojans.
oof. Yeah, any final thoughts about this game before we start looking at the next game's draft?
I think just some over chasing and over aggressiveness, especially when they couldn't kill the Volibear early in the top side, I think kind of spelt their doom. But as long as they don't over chase, I think they'll be okay.
I have to agree. Like when it comes to the top side of the map for the 29th, they usually play champions that have the ability to get both in and out. So you can't really just continue chasing if you're not able to just keep them locked down. If they get away, if they flash away, just take that as a burnt flash and try again once they try to push again.
Mm-hmm. Tony, any parting thoughts before we move on to the draft phase?
That was fun. Let's do it again. Well, what can you say? I mean, you get fed, you get a 10K gold lead by 26 minutes. What's your win condition if you're the 32nd? It's hard. It's tough.
Nah, 6 man that controls the servers, make them all DC.
DDoS the Troll Kings.
Yeah, it's just, lag switch. click the button on top of your modem, lag switch it, right? But as we look at the draft phase, Twitch, Akali, and Mordekaiser being banned after the 29th IS, they do not want 32nd having it. 32nd, again, doing the same first 3 bans. Blitzcrank insta-lock-in by DZ Dios. Counteract it with the Nautilus Ashe bot lane. Jhin is being picked up for the Asian in the bot side. Volibear, once again, going to Cornmuller in the top side. I'm number 1 Creed fan. Viego coming out for the side of the 32nd on to Greavy. And the second round ban phase, the Vex was a big issue for them, so they banned that away, as well as the Garen, so that Creed fan can't take it because, well, Volibear is a flex at that point. LeBlanc and Set being banned away, so they do lock in the Yone, which looks like it was a flex pick because both Gerbs and Yubi play it. So as a response, Echo being locked in for the jungle not jungle, excuse me, mid lane for Diana bot, and then Belveth being locked in for jungle, and then to round it up, Kale. I haven't seen Yubi's Kale, so I would imagine that's going top lane for them. But based on compositions, I think they do have Engage on Yone and Nautilus at least. And as long as Viego can get resets, I think they'll be fine. But they just have to be careful of flank angles. Echo and Blitzcrank over walls. Volibear on top of it. And meanwhile, Jhin can sit in the back line. As far as getting on Jhin, it's going to be up to Nautilus with Dredge line. It's up to Yone to go in. Whew. It's tough looking at their front line. But I think it's going to be once again on the way the junglers are matched up. But I think this I'll give it to 32nd just because of the Viego reset. So I'll give game 2 to the 32nd IFs.
I have a theory. I could be totally wrong. Are we sure that's not a Kale mid? Because Kale mid is a thing. Not common, but it is a thing.
It could be. I just haven't seen him play Kale mid before, so
I haven't seen UB play Kale top. You know what I have seen a lot of? Yone top. Food for thought.
Yeah.
Food for thought before we get in.
Yeah. I just think because Gerber also plays it, so there's probably a flex. They probably saw we don't like that matchup. Okay, give me Kale. Is probably what the thought process was, I would imagine. Could be wrong though, but
I personally like this 29th team comp here. That is a lot of damage. That is a lot of crowd control. If the 32nd can play this right, they have a chance, of course. But with the 29th comp, it's just, I mean, the Jin Blitzcrank combo's gross. Echo, still a very good champion. Belveth, she gets a lead, she's gonna hurt. So a lot of champs that can scale really well into the mid and late game for the 29th. The 32nd does have a pretty decent team comp. I'm not sure about Yone and Kale together. But I agree. The Viego resets are huge. Good Nautilus play with the Ash passive is fantastic. But if I were to make a guess, I'd say this goes to the 29th.
all right. Well, it's up to Sejuani's Fail as the decision tiebreaker. He's not here at the moment, so we'll let him decide. But as we wait for the game to be finalized, we'll see how it goes. But we'll take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll roll into game 2 between the 29th IS and 32nd, with the 29th being up 1-0 in the series. Queuing to my stream. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Season or game 2.
2.
We are getting into game 2. Just to give my vote for which game or which team I think will come out on top. Honestly, I'm gonna just give it to the side of the 29th. They piloted last game pretty well, and now they got the very, very, very dominant Belveth in the jungle, as well as the playmaker himself, Mr. Godhands, DZ on the Blitzcrank. So we'll have to see how this game goes. But as a quick note for everyone who's viewing, the lower bracket game that is happening right now, the 867th versus the joint team, did just result in both teams winning or earning a win. So they are going to a game 3 as we are getting this game underway. So we will hopefully have results around the same time that this game ends, and if so, we will deliver those results. But yeah, here we go. Game 3 or game 2, sorry. Talking about both 2 series.
So you were away at the moment, but based on these compositions, you're the tiebreaker. Who would you pick as the better advantage for overall?
Oh, right. So that's what I was saying. I think I would give this game over to the side of the 29th. Just the Blitzcrank giving the pick options, but ultimately the very dominant like snowballing jungler of Belveth, with how well Sketch can pilot in the jungle, I would just give it over to Sketched and Mr. DZ over here.
He voted against me last time, and he learned his lesson.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
proud
have
of
the
you.
bandwagon. I have the bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
If there was another Sejuani this game, I'd give it to Greavy. Just
Okay.
Greavy, though, not the rest of the team.
Only Greavy, yeah. The rest of his team loses. Greavy gets
Unless
the dub.
Yubi played Sedge top, then I'd probably give it. Hey. No, I heard that the viewers don't want bias anymore for the teams, so I'm not going to give team bias. I will give champion bias.
What if it was a Warwick top, Tony?
Sean, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. It is a Kench that auto win.
Dang, okay.
It's crazy because every time I play top lane, it's always the champion that I'm playing against is just so busted and OP.
Yep.
That's pretty much how top lane works. That's all I've learned is like the champion you're going against is always super sweat, try hard, most broken top laner in the game, and the champion that you happen to pick is just like the absolute worst pick that you could have had that game.
I don't play games that aren't fun for me. I don't know why I'm here. As Nautilus gets the hook in on Blitzcrank.
Well, I was gonna say it's in the mid lane the Halo Blades Echo has been chunking out Gerbs every single time he tries to go for CS, so he will get the early recall. Gerbs will stay in lane and just get a slight CS advantage, but the Halo Blades Echo, how does everyone feel about that?
I mean, it makes your trades in the mid lane a lot more consistent. You can more consistently get off your passive, because even if you're not going to hit both parts of your Q, you can just get off 2 quick autos. Get your E and then the second follow-up auto. If you get the third auto, great, but ultimately you're not really going for that. The other option that Echoes tend to take in the mid lane is Dark Harvest or Electrocute. Dark Harvest if you really want to scale and get that more execution style gameplay, but Electrocute if you just want the bigger burst damage to go with your trades.
Yep, we do see oh, they do flash. They lock him in. Yone can flash out. Will they burn their flash? Will Viego go down? No. But the jungle and the mid laner for the 30th or the 29th burn flash in exchange for Gerb's flash in the mid lane.
A lot of limit testing going on early in this game. 4 minutes in.
Yeah, well, we do have Greavy seeing Sketch right here, but missing the stun and getting turned around on for the first blood. Huge dodge from Sketch and didn't even have any vision right there. Was just taking the crab and immediately responded by turning around with that knockup. Oh, now Diana bot needing to be a little careful. Gerb's going in with the what's it called? Soul
Tether?
Unbound?
Soul tether?
Soul Unbound?
No. I know what I'm
The
talking
E?
about.
Oh yeah, Soul Unbound.
I think it is full unbound, yeah.
I called it.
I'll go sit in the corner.
You're like tether, soul tether. I know. Soul
Kale
Unbound.
gets absolutely just wiped by Volibear under tower.
Yeah, that was some Volibear gameplay for sure. Oh, but here comes Greavy
Oh, he's
going
got
for
Stormbringer, though.
a turnaround kill. Oh, did just ding 6, drops the Stormbringer, going to get a little bit of health, bonus health right there, getting a healing from the W, getting Greaves extremely low, and will actually just get out there with the flash. Now we're looking at the bot lane, a bit of low health bars, bot and mid actually. Just fights in every lane at once, but no kills happening.
Yeah, I'm surprised though. Normal Creephead did have to burn flash, and for his penance, the 32nd will get some of these Void Grubs on the top side. I mean, Volibear is sticking around. He actually teleported back there in top side with full health, so Viego has to. Yep, Viego does burn the flash. He just has to get away from these. So good defense and good posture out the side of the top layer for the 29th.
Yeah, I would say that's the thing that the 29th does well the most as a team, is they really know how to like never let up on the pressure. Like even when like their top lane just almost died and was forced to flash and back, and he immediately gets back on the map knowing that the top side of the map is currently weak, and if he's not back on it, then like they could just lose the Void Grubs. So just getting back on the map, applying that pressure or that potential for pressure, just super smart and well played. And it's not just Creed fan who does this; it's pretty much everyone on the side of the Troll King. So that's probably my overall compliment for this team.
And yep, Valvet's is on top side. So we'll get the 2 other Void. Echo's on a roam here. Is level 6, does have Chrono Break available.
Yeah, getting some trade damage onto Figgy right there. Figgy
Oh,
going
good
the
buffer.
Dredge line out of there. Very good, very good. And now Greaves is here. There is no Blitzcrank hook available. Will have the Echo Chrono Break coming out, getting a lot of damage, but will go down to Gerbs. What's Blitzcrank hook called? Rocket Grab? Yeah, Rocket Grab.
I think it's Big Fist.
Big Fist. Big. We're just gonna use the Tony names for abilities. All right, name the ability, Tony. Kale R.
Kale R. Those are angel swords.
Angel swords. Okay, and well, let's just throw out 2 more ultimates. How about Yone ultimate?
Yone ultimate. Jump far. I jump far and hit you.
And Gen ult?
Oh,
Oh, the Enchanted Crystal are very missing.
General. I can count to 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, Stormbringer
another
coming out,
power
and that
cut.
will be the Divine Judgment coming out as well. Getting the trade kill on the Volibear right there. Perfect timing with Divine Judgment, just blocking all that damage. Sorry. The what'd you say it? The sword.
Angel Swords.
Angel Swords, yeah. Perfect timing with the Angel Swords right there to block all that damage, be invulnerable, and just turn around, because Volibear he gets the Unstoppable, he gets a little bit of bonus HP, but he is not impervious to damage for a few seconds, so.
And I mean, especially with that solo kill that came on top side, number of creep and predicting the flash out of Yubi, that's a nice trade back to be consistent in this lane. And if you gotta look across, I mean, 9 minutes in, gold lead is essentially even across. And yeah, no one has taken the dragon just yet, so that's still first dragon is available. They will, I think it just missed. I don't think it spotted him out. I don't think Hawkshot spotted him out there. But the biggest thing to note is look at the jungle CS, 70 for Sketch compared to the 46 besides Greedy.
Yeah, this is pretty rough if you are the Viego in this matchup. Belveth is just one of those champions that snowballs so bad, and they're going in, getting the dashes into the knockup onto Greaves right there, and he is not going to get out. He is going to go down. Yeah, a feast in this famine of a game. We're 9 minutes in, and there have only been 5 kills. But we have the dredge line coming out. Sorry, that's not dredge line. What is that?
It is dredge line.
Depth charge. Dredge line's the Q.
That's right. I mean, they're still trying to dive that Jin. Ash
my
is
gosh,
way
still
over.
chasing.
D-Nasty is going
They're
in.
2 tower deep. Curtain call coming out, turning this around to Asian, going to land 2 shots, and DZ Dios going to finish off that kill. But in the mid lane, dropping the Fate Sealed as well as the Chrono Break in return, getting a little bit of health back. Has the knockup available. Will he be able to finish off the kill? Misses the, or sorry, dodges
And
the
what are you
Q.
going with? Oh,
Going back in. Oh man, a little bit of a misplay from Dianabot right there, but very well played overall from Gurvs. And now in the top lane, we have Stormbringer coming out. No mana available for Yubi. Is that Myra? Nope, it's Yubi still. So we're just going to give another kill over to Creed fan. Thought we were playing against a different team for a moment, but nah.
It's not Nasus.
Hey, we love you, Myra. Hope
Love
Japan's
you.
great.
Big love.
they do get a dragon for their troubles, but yeah, it's just they try to make a play happen bot side. Depth charge comes in, but D-Nasty was slowed by the Jin trap, so wasn't able to do extra damage on top of it. I thought for sure that, well, I don't know if Ghost was available, could be wrong on that, but they try to follow up. D-Nasty gets overextended. Great cleanse also coming out from the Asian for the Enchanted Crystal arrow, so they just try 2 towers deep, doesn't work out. And yeah, as far as the mid lane, Gurv's, misplay, whatever. Braxy or Dinobot lives, and then he goes back in and then just unfortunately gives his life for free over to the 32nd. But so far, 11:30 still in the heavy favor of the 29th, as you see the Volibear 85 to 59 CS and already has the unending despair.
If there was one word that you had to describe this game so far, what would it be?
Sketch.
Food.
Sketch.
Sketch. Okay. Food.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would say over-aggression.
I would say food because they're feeding them.
Is that a Thanksgiving?
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
yeah. A feast, even. A feast.
I mean, it is a hungry Volibear. It's not a hungry Hippos. It's a hungry Volibear.
Wow.
Yeah. We need a hippo champion.
Is over-aggression one word? I mean, it has a hyphen. Is it
I think it is.
compound word, maybe?
Overzealous.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. All right.
That would be cool
That's a
if
big
it
word
was-
for you.
That would
It's
actually.
the only word over 8 characters that I know.
I was gonna say I do like your idea of a hippo champion. You could be from Ixtal.
Yeah, and then, oh, you know what their ultimate could be? Their ultimate could, like, eat another champion and, like, be able to transport that champion, whether it's an enemy or an ally.
Oh yeah, you're right. That'd be really cool.
Oh, and hippos go under water, so they could, like, dive and then come back out somewhere else.
And a lot of animals don't want to mess with them, so they could have an ability like they absorb damage through like a giant shield.
Oh, yeah. And you know, they're always fighting people off with their teeth like other hippos and stuff. So maybe they have,
Yeah.
but like, you know, they got to be scary and get a skill shot. So we could just make it their tongue or something.
Yeah, exactly. Man, what is a champion like that?
Yeah, if there's a champion like that, that champion would be busted. Absolutely busted. And anyone who mained them would be probably MVP of the split. Just because, you know, player dominance. Here we go in the mid lane. Oh my gosh. Well, 2v2, but Belveth's going to finish off Gerbs. Gerbs going to finish off Dianabot. Turn that around. Greaves getting to finish off Sketched. And now we have finished the cycle. Life and death continues. We will live. They will die.
The Echo W was just on top of it because didn't realize if you still have the ability. Up another dive from down to Jin. They realize that Blitzcrank's not here. Another cleanse, but this time they're in a tower. Can they finish him off?
What are we doing? Oh my gosh. Okay. That was a dive of all time.
Thing can't go wrong, and it just a double kill. No, everything's wrong.
Oh, I think we lost Sean for a moment because he just finished his reaction 15
was
seconds
great.
after the fight.
It was great.
And it was actually
really?
better hearing that. Yeah, that was just, I think that was a pain of starting a dive with very few minions available. And I think they just, again, I guess I'll just go back to my word of the day, overzealous.
Yep. It's just like it reminded me of seeing that Chowder. Everything looks nice, it's going well, and then everything just goes wrong. That's basically what I was trying to quote.
Yeah.
Volibear can easily dive KO, but yeah, he's hungry. He wants it. I will say, I know the bot lane hasn't gone well, but the mid lane, Gerbs is putting on a clinic versus Dianabot in the mid lane. So at least they have some lane they can play around. But you'll also look at the CS differential in the jungle, 124 to 87, and Sketch is just basically enforcing his will. They do have numbers advantage, but they're coming in at 3 different angles. Blitzcrank gonna grab him, and yeah, that's just that doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna come in. Greaves trying to do something right there. Does barely get out. Luckily, those Krugs are not aggroed. Oh man, that was rough. 26 HP was the count that we saw. And we dropped the the little thunderstorm, lightning bolt, whatever. Oh man, get that cleanup kill. Corn just, sorry, Creed fan just being a menace.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The barely a kill. Hey, all I'm saying is if the 29th command team's watching, be proud. Your team's doing great this season. Colonel K,
Yeah.
Sergeant Cardinal. Hey, yep, big fight going in the bot lane. We're going to drop the death charge
Goodness
onto the Asian. He's running
no.
away for his life, but they will get the turnaround kill onto Z Nasty. Now they're switching on to the Yubi, who just teleported in. He's going to have to flash away. He does have the Divine Judgment available, trying to lay in some damage. Figgy Smalls did drop the Dredge line, pulling someone in, but not able to do much more after that. Now they're just going to clear the wave.
The Asian being way too far back for his ult to matter.
Well, he had to. It's just if he moves up any closer, Z Nasty gets the kill. Excuse me, second Jacobing. And I mean, that was very close. That was almost got him in the process, but unfortunately didn't. They do get a Void Rift, but they do trade the tier 2 top side, and that's just going to be a lane that's going to be annoying. Yone is not going to be able to escape, and that should be, will flash out. They will not be able to follow.
You know how you can hover over the mini map and cast abilities and aim it that way? Yeah, we got a little bit of a kill going top lane.
Yeah, that's just.
So I think the Asian got that confused with like, if you cast an ability, it can cover the whole area of your mini map. And so he was just like, oh, well, my mini map's smaller than my Jin are, so I should have a global ultimate, right? That's how it works.
I mean, Kale will eventually shred this Volibear. It's just she has to get there, and I don't think they're gonna have enough time.
God fist. Yeah, and now we have a Belveth team with a Rift Herald going on. They have the 5 Void Grubs? Groin Bubs? I don't know. Belveth coming in here now, trying to fight 1v4 after Creed Fan already died. Does get a kill onto Figgy Smalls right there, but not able to do much more after that. 13-7 as the Troll Kings lead by 3,000 gold.
But you take that. I mean, you're so far behind.
Yeah.
You're not that far behind, but you're far behind enough that your Kale can't scale, and you just got your Kale 2 shutdowns.
They didn't
That's
even
one of the
lose the inhib tower either, so I think net overall, that's a pretty good fight for the Blue Knights right there. They get a 2-for-1. They deny the Rift Herald from taking a tower, and yeah, like when you're behind, you take anything that's like an even or better trade for you over the other team. So yeah, Creed Fan right here looking for an opportunity, but then get a lot of damage. Dredge line goes in, getting him pulled in. Knock up from Gerbs right there, and now here comes Sketch trying to do some cleanup work. Luckily, he does have enough damage and AoE like of damage with the abilities to get that kill onto the support, but ultimately just going in, not really able to salvage that fight. But you know, I know what it's like to be a jungler, so I would blame my team there. Like, hey team, why didn't you go in?
It's always a jungle's fault. Is that what it is? I mean, I do feel that myself.
I mean,
so.
he definitely went into that fight like, guys, I promise you I'm going to fight 1v4 and I'm going to kill at least one person.
Oh, man. Geez, Dinobot.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Holy cow, that did way more damage.
Don't stay!
No, knock up! Holy cow. Talking about low HPs, we had the 26 HP Viego, now we have less than 20 HP on Echo. Figgy Smalls getting caught out from Creed Fan and DZ Dios, going to have to flash out of there. Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming to stun up that top laner, but not going to do much more. That bear said, hey, get away from me. And now we have Gerbs in the bot lane getting caught out, dashing away with the Fate Unsealed and the knockup, but going to get chased down with all these dashes, and you will go down.
Does finally get a kill under Dinobot's name. Did burn flash, but it's not a big deal. They will start to pressure down this mid lane turret, and yeah, I mean, you can do that. Again, we talked about how their style is a 1-3-1 composition if they get ahead, and they are ahead to do that. Volibear is massive.
Oh, gosh.
The mid lane. I'm going to let Sejuani still take this over.
Yeah, chasing down with the Ghost on Z Nasty right there. Does get the first kill into the Asian right there. And now we switch immediately onto DZ Dios. We have the Blitzcrank available for Greaves right here. Not able to get in range of a Rocket Grab, but we do have the passive route for Figgy Smalls. Now we're trying to drop the Chrono Break, switching onto Z Nasty, not going to finish him off, getting Dinobot extremely low and taking him out as well, as the Dragon's getting ready to spawn right now.
And I mean, that's a big turnaround for your team. I mean, yeah, Belveth can still steal this, so I don't want to commentate too early because they also have Volibear, TP coming out of Diana, jeez, Kale, excuse me. And they should be the dragon. They will back off. They're trying to get some kind of damage on Volibear. They won't be able to, but yeah, it started out with just like you talk about overzealous. Echo's a little bit overzealous, gets caught out. That's one death, and then DCOs tries to protect his team, dies in the process. Good hook coming up and Champions Player downtown.
Yeah, Rocket Grab onto Figgy Smalls, going to get him extremely low and finish him off 1v4 right in the middle of their team. Now it's just 4v4 and right here as Dinobot is coming back out of base. I was going to comment on that Yone damage onto the Volibear. If you told me that Yone had a Bork, I would not have believed it because, man, he was just tickling this bear. All right, Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
How can I help you?
Home improvement? What's your thoughts right now? What's your read?
Big Bear do big thing. I love that play with when Blitz hooking Nautilus. I was like kind of afraid, and then oh wait, the rest of the team's here. Let's just melt them. Again. Wait, part two.
Here we go. God Fist onto Figgy Smalls right there, pulling him into the Baron pit, going to get him extremely low. Sketch right there in the wings, able to get some damage, and now we have teleport coming in from Creed Fan. They may look onto the Baron immediately. Dianabot getting extremely low against Gerbs in the bot lane, but now Yubi's in the top lane getting collapsed on 4v1. He is going to be a goner, just trying to get damage down wherever he can, but you are going down. Back to the gray screen you go for the third time this game. So yeah, the rest of the Blue Knights just going to try to salvage whatever they can, pushing in the mid and bot lanes. I don't know if Dianabot can even defend this bot tower much more, just trying to clear minions the best he can.
Yeah, this is the right call, right? You can't get... Oh, he gets him to Fade and Seal.
Huge Fade Unsealed, trying to get some mid tower damage, going to have to flash away from Creed Fan right there. The rest of the team just finishing off the Baron. And yeah, here we go. That's Baron over for the Troll Kings. Let's start the power play, see where they can take it.
I was like, Sketch, where you're going? That's a free, portal for you. Where you going?
Does he doesn't benefit off the coral besides the form, right? I guess.
Yeah, but the
heals
form
and does damage.
It heals you a little bit and
the
does
form's
damage.
The most OP power.
The form is the most important. Yeah, you can go over walls with it.
Oh, flash it away right into a Blitzcrank. Easy Dios right there with the rocket grab. Going to greet you. Happy birthday. Just kidding. It's my birthday, because thank you for the gold.
And oh no, Greavy took the wrong path. He tried to go up river, but there's a giant bear there. He's trying to get away, but there's also a Blitzcrank.
Ooh.
A good buffer.
Buffer with the Heartsteel, dodging the rocket grab. I'm not sure if he even knew that was coming. There was no ward, so just insanely good timing. Figgy Smalls, though, trying to come here to the rescue, but will be going down instead. Enchanted Crystal Arrow did stun up DZ, but not able to do anything else. And now we're going onto this bot tower with the Bel'Veth form and the Baron buff. So we're just going to get infinite minions, because this was a 200 years champion.
One of the champions of all time.
This champion, the higher rank you go into high elo, the more this champion's ban rate goes up. Bel'Veth, she is just so oppressive the way they created her kit that at like the highest elo, she's pretty much just picker ban. It's such an oppressive champion. There's not many direct counters, and even the direct counters aren't that good into her. She can still just get a lead by playing the macro game well. And once she has a lead, if she gets anything in this new meta of this season with the Void Grubs, with the Rift Herald, with the Baron, the buff that she gets when she's affected by these Void buffs is so astronomically strong that there's not another jungler that can compare and stack up.
And especially if you get early kills too, right? You completely snowball out of control unless you have multiple layers of CC to stop this champion. You basically do damage as will. You also have infinite attack speed scaling, so it's one of those champions that you want to oppress and keep them down early. But if you can play around it, or if your team is just winning in all lanes, you're the whole jungler is yours, and you just cannot stop this champion. But I will say, unlike game one where Sketch was all over the map, this game I think it has to be on just number one Creed Fan absorbing a large amount of the pressure, rotating with his team, stunning up targets that need to stun up, and allowing the other players to kind of, when he engages, they engage. So, but DZ has been landing some crucial hooks, so even though he's got 10 kills, it's not solely on him, it's also DZ landing these crucial hooks on the pick range.
Yeah. Dash is going to be, can the 30-second just hurdle long enough to get their Kale to a point where she's relevant and can really start carrying these fights. She is almost level 16, so if Yubi can get to these breakpoints, he's already 3 items. It could spell different teamfight results. We also have the teamfight snowball ability with Diego over here. You get any one takedown and then all the rest of the takedowns get astronomically easier, especially if you're
Big
getting
hook.
rocket grabbed from Blitzcrank over the wall, having to hard steal out, flash away, or heartbreaker out, flash away, and the curtain call just trying to hunt you down as well. But yeah, aside from that part, oh my gosh, flash pull from DZ Dios right there, going to get Z Nasty. Divine Judgment coming out, not going to be able to save him, and he will go down. Now Gerb's trying to get some damage, but going to get turned on. The sketch going over the wall will finish him off, and now turning into his ultimate form. Reeves just trying to do anything for his team, but not able to. He will go down as well, and now Figgy Small trying to do anything to keep his team alive, but Horn Creed fan just looking for opportunities. Rocket grab goes a little bit to the right. UB too low HP to really be able to do anything, and now it's just Diana Bot looking for a kill angle. I don't know what the Blue Knights can do. There's only 2 of them right now, and you're against 4 Troll Kings. Here they go, getting Figgy Smalls as well, and it's just poor old UB to defend as his team is starting to respawn slowly. But that will be the mid inhibitor going down, and the Troll Kings getting an easy reset.
Yeah, I see what they're trying to go for. They're trying to kill for Yubi to do as much damage, but at that point, it's a 4-on-1. You just kind of have to give up the inhib and just, okay, back up. You know, as long as they don't end, we're still back in this game. And does stop the back. Volibear will have Stormbringer back up in a second here.
Oh, yeah, in the bot
That's
lane,
a
we're just
great
chasing
arrow.
down onto Creed fan right there. That was a huge arrow.
Good job on Zenasty on the prediction. Kale finally hitting 16, fully unleashed. Tony, question for you.
Answer for you, Eternal.
So you're the 29th, right? You're playing top lane on this Volibear. What do you want to do and help this team close up this game?
I think what they're doing is good. I think I like putting the pressure on, keep pushing those waves. I know that they get a little bit of free farm out of that, but keep pushing those waves, keep that pressure up, get that next Baron, go end. Easy peasy. Seriously, because we're already winning in these team fights. There's like
You're correct.
We don't have to change anything. Stick together. There we go. All right.
Oh, rocket grab on a Gurms. He does not have the knockup, but he will get away with the plan. Now Greaves in the middle of the team fight, having to use the Heartbreaker to get out. Teleport coming in from Creed fan to get to the rest of his team, and Diana Bot is in the top lane looking for some kills. Going to probably try to go on to Gurms right there. Flashing in, will get the execution. Now Z Nasty trying to get some damage laid down onto Diana Bot. Does have the Chrono Break available. A lot of damage on the Figgy Smalls. Instantly deletes him for the double kill. Now they're switching on to the rest of the team with Creed fan coming in with the Stormbreaker. Rocket grab pulling in. Greaves not going to be able to do. He's not going to be able to do anything to help his team. So now it's just UB and Z Nasty trying to run away, but they're just going to get collapsed on as well. UB going down, and Z Nasty will follow. Ace for the Troll Kings.
And that should be game because they have a whole wave in the mid lane. And yeah, it's just they kind of got split right there. They didn't know if they want to take the fight. They decided to go on Echo, but then Echo blows up the Yone, and it just went downhill. So it's going to be a 2-0 for the 29th, and there's your first grand finalist of Season 3.
And this just in as a photo finish. Not only do we have the Troll Kings winning this series, going off to the grand finals, but we have the 867th Hawks winning 2-1 to the joint team. So they will be proceeding to the lower bracket semifinals as well. So we have some great games just closing out tonight. Sadly, we couldn't have both of these series streamed, but lower bracket semifinals. So yeah, really exciting. Good job to the 867th Hawks, but good job to the Troll Kings. Let's keep talking about this series as we are here at the end. Man, they only left us 3 people to choose from. It's like they're trying to sway our vote on who we're going to give an interview to.
I don't know. I would honestly argue for Sketched, and the only reason I say that is Sketched jungling game 1 really enabled Creed fan to do that, and as well as game 2. Like, yes, Corrin did well in game 1, but that was a large amount because of DZ Dio's hooks and Belbeth absorbing a large amount of the pressure. So my vote would be for Sketch to come up. Yeah, unfortunately he's not here. Otherwise, that'd be a good one. But I would say sketched, but I will let.
They're trying to influence the vote, but I agree. I think we should pull in sketch over here. So
Oh, hello.
congratulations on your series win. We will not listen to your player suggestion, but yeah. So overall, great games. The Belveth performance, besides the 1v4, was pretty spectacular.
You didn't like me sending?
Sending for a support, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, but I was, honestly, it was just like I was just farming. I couldn't find anything. I was just like, I just wanted to do something.
So game one, when you saw a very low Zeri walk into you, what were your thoughts?
I wish I was playing Master Yi.
Wait, what?
So we had plans for me to play Master Yi.
Hmm.
Not first game, but second game, and then it just didn't work out because Belveth is just too good right now. But yeah, when he walked into me, it was just like, oh, okay. If he's gonna run that way while I'm clearing my blue, it's just like I'll take the free gold.
Yeah. Was the strategy what I thought the strategy was? I didn't think about it until very late into the game, but just the Twitch Cassio synergy where she gets the bonus damage as long as the Twitch Venom is on.
Yeah. So that and also just we thought the team fight synergy was really good with Jarvan and Vex as well. We actually wanted Brax on Hue, but they banned it, and we were like, wait, this is like the freest Vex comp because anybody in my R is just like the hitbox of Vex's R is basically the size of my circle, so it's like the easiest engage.
Yeah. Tony?
Yeah, sketched. Hey, Tony, big fan. Do you guys is a 10K gold lead not enough? Do you just have to keep pushing that 11, 12, 13K gold lead every single game, or like you guys ever think, oh, 8K, it's good enough, now we can end?
So at a certain point when the game is very skewed in our favor, it kind of turns into a competition to see who can have the most gold at the end. It's kind of unspoken, but at least that's what I'm thinking in my head. Because I see Korn having 10 kills on, Volibear top, and I'm like, okay, I need to outfarm him at least so I can have a chance to have more gold than him. So I think it just kind of snowballs from there. Also, just the fact that Yubi was really their only win con, even though Gerbs played really well in lane the second game. I think it's just kind of doomed for Yone to fight against a fed Volibear and Belveth. So it's just like it's really hard for him to win team fights anyways. So we just wanted to make sure that we were constantly stronger than the kill.
Is you
Oh
winning
yeah, yeah.
the competition in team kills? Is that why you got put up for player of the split for the 29th?
I think it was more so just like I know Korn has had a lot more flashy plays and like really big performances, but I think the reason why they put me up instead of Korn is just because probably the consistency of my games. I don't really it's kind of hard to explain it without sounding like I'm just tooting my own horn here. But I think it's mainly just like the KDA spreads and like the level leads that I have after each game is really what like made them decide to pick me instead.
I I don't know. I was wishing that you were gonna get to whip out the Master Yi, protect the Master Yi comp like you were bragging to me
So,
about the all
you
week,
know,
but
it just like would have been a boring game, that one,
yeah,
because
too easy.
they're like, no, not even that. It's just, when you see a Nautilus, Ashe, Yone, Viego before you even see the kill, it's like, okay, do I want to play Master E and just sit there and stare at them for 30 seconds and
Yeah,
wait for
not
all
get
their
to do
cooldowns, or
anything.
play something that actually has impact?
Well, impact you definitely did have. Do you have any further thoughts right here, Odell?
No, I mean it's I 29th is first place for a reason. I definitely think they showed out. I think there was some misplays, some communication issues that kind of occurred inside 32nd. I think that was just the main difference maker. The early roams out of DZ, especially for around some of the top lane objectives or for just ganking top lane, making sure UB stays behind, I think were critical moments that don't get talked a lot about. I'm sure you can comment on this as well, Sejuani's Flail, but higher ELO support roams, especially after your first or second back, just adding a little bit of pressure, a little bit of tempo to help your other laners get ahead is so pivotal to not only dictating the tempo and how those lanes work, but it helps your junglers then get deeper vision because now they have to respond to that laner getting ahead. So I do think DZ on the support roams, whether it be a Blitzcrank or a Thresh or I remember what he played game one.
He played Cassiopeia,
Cassiopeia,
man.
right, and just chasing people down. Like any support can do that. It doesn't just have to be a big tank. It doesn't have to be a mage. It doesn't have to be. It's as long as you are there by sheer numbers, you're gonna deal damage. You can create, disengages. You create ops tempo. So I think it's kind of an unsung hero in this series, but overall, I mean, 29th made the grand finals. They deserve to be in the grand finals. So they get a nice little break essentially for the rest of this week until next Friday. 32nd goes to the lower grand final, so they have to wait until the series gets played out. However, because 867th Hawks won that game, Sketch, since you're the nice little, guest we have, who do you think they will play on Thursday? Would it be the 501st or free agents?
So it's 501st versus free agents next game, right?
Yep.
Ooh, that's hard because both
It
teams
is. It
are
really is.
performing very well right now. Like the free agents took a game off us early in the playoffs, and they were feeling really hard to beat even in the second and third game. But I know Porter's been practicing a lot with his team, and they have a new team comp going that seems to be working really well for them.
Yeah.
We won't talk about how our scrim with them went yesterday,
Oh,
but
why don't you want to talk about that?
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
you guys had UB, so that was the difference maker. But that's
Sneak
just gonna
peek
be
at
the
season
501st next year, so it's just like a little preview.
Yeah.
I mean, 501st next year is pretty much going to be stacked. I can agree with that.
Yeah, we'll still take care of them. Don't worry.
So you sound undecided. Which way are you gonna lean?
Wow.
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 Which way are you gonna lean? FA or 501st? You gonna rep your friends or your
Oh,
friends?
I'm sorry, Hess, but it's gonna be the 501st.
Tony?
Don't give free agents too many free barons, and I also would have to agree it could very well be the 501st.
Porter wouldn't.
Got it. I will not do any 20-minute barons tomorrow.
You're right. Porter would never give away
What?
free objectives. I didn't play on his team last season, so I didn't. I have no idea.
Never.
We obviously know what Sejuani's Flail is going to be since he's playing in the series tomorrow. I think if free agents do well and they come out swinging, they have the advantage in the tempo. But based on how the new roster lineup, I think also I give it to the 501st as well tomorrow.
I'm gonna give it to the free agents.
You're just
Hey,
gonna,
don't
yeah, like don't do that. Don't run it down.
No, I want to give it to them, as in I'll give them my vote, so that way I can rub it in their face when they lose to me. It's like, hey, I voted for y'all, and y'all still can't win.
That's not toxic at all.
No.
I
Friendly
respect it.
rivalry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the playoff bracket for second place is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hype matchup.
I think all of playoffs have been pretty hype. I think the rest of playoffs is just going to get exponentially more hype. So
yeah.
the further that we get on, the better the games are going to be. So it does sound like we may be able to stream the 501st free agent match tomorrow at 1800 if anyone can tune in. We will be trying to get a caster team for that. So stay tuned if you see us go live, and then the 3 series after that will be the lower bracket semifinals against the 867 Hawks, the lower bracket finals against the Blue Knights that you just saw tonight, and then the grand finals, not this weekend but next weekend, against the Troll Kings. So last question, do you know if you have command support? Have they been coming out? Have they been tuning in to watch your games? Did they tune in tonight? Are they planning to tune in for the grand finals now that you guys have won it all almost?
Probably grand finals. I know for sure. our shirt's been watching every game, and we did get the commander's email for the playoff sets. I'm not sure if she came out and watched, but you know, we still got the love that we wanted through email, so it was nice.
Awesome.
But
Great.
Shirt has
Love to hear
definitely
it.
been our day one fan because he wants the trophy in his office if we win.
All right, we're gonna have to get on that. This is definitely the season where we're gonna have to stop saying we'll make a trophy and we're gonna have to actually do it.
Hey, we have a 3D printer in our office now. We can make it ourselves.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to you guys then.
All right.
All right. Well, any last words from anyone?
No, just thank you everyone always coming out, always making the streams consistent. We really do appreciate it. Also, again, for production and making a lot of this a reality. We're still very new at it, so we do apologize if there were some disruptions or not everything as clear, but I promise you with next season and with the lessons we've learned, it will be better. So I also want to give a shout out to IS Tallow as well for helping us this season. He's been so pivotal in making sure the replay files work, making sure the gold graphs and everything. So I want to give him his time in the spotlight as he should. But otherwise, no, so everyone has a great night. And then if we can get the support, then we'll be back out tomorrow at 1800 and for the quarterfinals between the 501st and the free agents.